on the road again. Took me a little longer than normal. Actually, I think that is the new normal. Everything seems to take me a lot longer than I expect these days. But I made it. I packed bearings, nice and greasy. Changed the brakes. Turns out the brakes weren't even working, so that was a good thing I checked that. But everything seems to be running as new. It's a little foggy. It's not too cold. About 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 degrees Celsius. And it's not raining. The roads are good. So I think it's a pretty good start. And if you can see in the background up here, we've got the canoe on the roof. Or sorry, the kayak on the roof, not the canoe. And we'll see how that does with gas. I don't have the wind deflector on the top this time. I guess I'm using the kayak. Got a feeling it's not going to be as effective, but we'll see how it does with the gas mileage. Not sure where I'm heading. I really don't have an itinerary. I have a general idea where I'm going to be tonight, but after that, sky's the limit. Or at least the roads. Nice big burrow. Now, does this campground look vaguely familiar? It should, because it's the last place I camped in February. I'm in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, and this is the Hancock Campground, the exact same site I had before. Why did I come back here? Well, I think it was fitting to start where I left off last time, because I wasn't here long. There's a big storm, and off I went. So this is the beginning of a new trip, and I guess I feel it was better to go somewhere I'm familiar with. I mean, when you're just starting off a trip, and yeah, I've been driving for, I don't know, 6 or 7 hours. It's nice to relax, not wander around aimlessly because you're not familiar. I knew this campground, it was on my route, and I knew the price, so there was no surprises. And I kind of gave it a bad review last time. It was in the winter, and I wasn't really crazy that it was supposed to be plowed, but they didn't plow the campsite. But now that it's spring and the snow's melting, it's not an issue. So is it worth $25 now? To me, absolutely. Okay, gotta see what the stream's like. Okay, perhaps stream isn't the right word, because this is the Pemigewasset River. Now, I haven't made a lot of changes to the trailer lately, but I did make 2. And the first is the ladder. When I was here last time, the ladder broke. Did I fix it? No, no, no. I replaced it, brand new. I am not going to try to repair a ladder, especially when they're really not that expensive. The only thing I've changed is I've got a bag over it now to protect it a little bit from the elements. I need something a little better, but for now it's better than nothing. Because what happened to the old one, not only did the plastic break, but the insides corroded. There is a steel bar through there, and the salt from the roads was getting in there. So I have to keep it covered, and I have to, rinse it off regularly. So I will do that. But the other change is to my stabilizers. But before I show them to you, let me just give you a little bit of a background. Now back here are my stabilizers. There's one on each side, and they're tucked away back here. You just slide right down, and a lever here puts them in contact with the ground. Pretty easy, right? Well, it was kind of, until I jacked up the trailer a little bit so I had more clearance, and they don't reach. And I tried adding a little 2x4 in the bottom, still not enough. And if I'm on an incline and it's going down this way, I need even a lot more. So this system wasn't working. They're actually my replacement ones, the original ones I had right here. I think I talked about these before. They're getting really, really rusty. And I thought I could buy some that were longer. Well, I can't. I looked all around. I can't get any that are like 4 inches longer. So here's what I'm gonna do to resolve this issue. I'm gonna take one of these and I'm gonna cut the end off here so I have a foot and about 4 inches. I'm gonna take a piece here and just a little bit, and that's gonna be my joining piece, and add an extension. And because I had two, I already tried it with one. Here's the foot that I cut off, and this piece, which is going to be like a bit of a bracket. I've got nuts and bolts in there holding the bottom part together. All I have to do is drill 2 holes in this and cut the foot off, and I can attach that. That'll give me a lot larger range that I don't have to, you know, find like logs and rocks or whatever I have on site to keep everything stabilized.
So the next thing to do is to cut the foot off the installed stabilizer.
Well, that was easy.
Now a little hand filing to take off the burrs. I then slid the extension over the leg and jacked the leg down for a firm brace with the ground. And of course a little whack with a hammer to align. Using a hole I already drilled in the extension as a guide, I made a new one in the leg. I used needle nose pliers to slide the bolt through a groove in the back of the leg. Then fastened the lock nut. It takes a couple of socket wrenches to coordinate the tightening. Here's the slot in the back I mentioned. After tightening the nuts on the other side, I was pretty well done.
Well, there it is. I've got 4 bolts, 2 on each side, and I put an additional bolt on this side just to make it a little bit more secure. It seems pretty secure. It's nice and strong in there. Let's just see if it works. Oh yeah, that is solid. I got lots of room there. Tons of room. I could probably go even that lower if I needed to, but I think that's all I need for a level spot. We're stable. At least the trailer's stable. I don't know about me. Well, that was just day 1. Now it's time for day 2. Well, I'm on the interstate now. It's a little noisy because I'm going too fast. Yeah, I gotta slow. Well, no, I'm not going. I'm going the speed you should go for a regular car on the interstate. but not for one towing a trailer. So yeah, I gotta slow down a little. You know, yeah, I get caught up on interstates. I drive the same speed as everybody else, which is not always a good thing. Got to keep it a little slower, and I also have to save on gas. So far, actually, I'm doing pretty good. Little hilly here, so I wasn't expecting phenomenal gas mileage, but so far so good. Actually, it's looking like it's a little bit of an improvement. I don't have the deflector, the wind deflector, but I think it's the lube helped a lot. You know, the packing the bearings on the trailer. That seems to make it. It certainly feels smoother anyway. Oh, I'm just passing a couple I just saw. They recognize me. I'm gonna wave to them as I go by. There they are. Hey guys. Yeah, I get recognized a lot. I love it. People are really nice. But there are a lot of advantages of a good interstate like this. The big one is rest stops. That's something I use a lot. I need a lot. I almost stop at every rest stop, especially when I've got something like a kayak on my roof, just to make sure nothing's got loose. Check the tires, check the trailer, make sure everything's okay. It's kind of routine.
Well, it took a while, but I eventually made it to a place to pursue my happiness.
It's a sunny day. I love it.
Now, the parking area was pretty good, but it was the other side of the campsite that was really impressive.
Well, it's definitely a spot with a good view. I'm gonna like it. Nice spot. However, I see one problem already, because it's only April and the black flies are out and they know I'm here. So before I get too relaxed, better put on the bug spray. Now, along with black flies, there's another critter that can be really annoying, even worse, and that's ticks. And I know they're in this area. Ticks can really tick you off, especially if you end up getting Lyme disease or any of the other diseases they carry, and you never know they're there. They'll be out in the bushes on the edge of on the little tip of a branch, and you'll brush up against it, and then all of a sudden it'll go down your collar, and it'll go in your waist, and it'll go up your leg, and it'll get into places you don't want to even talk about. They gorge in your skin, and that's when you get the Lyme disease. So any insect repellent you get, especially out here, you want it for mosquitoes, you want it for black flies, and you want it for ticks. Now, one I've recommended in the past has been the Sawyer insect repellent because it contains permethrin. That's really good protection from ticks. However, you've got to pre-treat your clothes. You don't use this on your skin, you use it on your clothes, and they have to dry. Now this time I'm going to try something different. It's repel tick defense because you can use it immediately. You can spray it on your clothes, you know, anywhere. I put it on the, you know, the cuffs of my pants, on my boots, you know, around your waist, around your neck, wherever you need it. And you can put it on your skin as well, but I always rely on Old Faithful here, which is Deep Woods Off. Never lets me down. Just don't get it in your eyes. Okay, bugs, I'm ready.
Now this little guy I didn't mind. No threat to me, and by pollinating the flowers was keeping the plants happy. But I needed a walk to stretch out those legs. Down the hill was mostly grays and browns, but in the distance I saw a patch of green. And green is the color of life. And something immediately caught my eye. Was it algae? Fungus? Some rotten kiwi fruit? It seemed to be everywhere. On closer inspection, it definitely wasn't Jell-O. My guess was that these were the egg sacs of amphibians, with their heads, tails, and gills already formed. But were they frogs or salamanders? I had to poke one to see if they were alive. No reaction. Perhaps a tickle with a blade of grass? Oh, that one moved. My curiosity satisfied, I left the little babies alone to mature.
So it's a wonderful campsite, phenomenal view, right on a rock hill of course, and plenty of sunshine. What else would you want? Yeah, there are a few black flies, but there is one other thing there's plenty of here, and that is rules and regulations. Now, everywhere has rules and regulations, I get it, but I didn't expect it would take all day to read them, and I didn't. But I want to at least tell you about some that are really important. The number one rule is camping permit required, no exceptions. And you can't just show up and expect somebody's going to take your money. Doesn't work that way anymore. You've got to go to Reserve America. Supposed to do it in advance. You get your phone and hopefully you got a good signal. You get online and go through the frustration of booking online, at least it is for me. I managed to get it for 2 days and that's it because somebody else has it after that. I was lucky to get that, so don't just show up. It could be frustrating. Price? $10 if you're from the state of Pennsylvania. If you're from Transylvania, it's $15. And if you're from any other state or any other country, it's $15. That's okay. What do you get? A picnic table. There are no washrooms, there's no water, there's no hose, there's obviously no plug-ins, and there's nowhere to put your garbage. It says right here, carry in, carry out. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with paying $15 a night, that's fine. But there is one thing I'm a little about, and that's the $6.50 transaction fee per reservation. And here's the problem. If it's only available for one night, you got to go somewhere else, you got to phone up again, and you got to pay that $6.50 again. You know, if you've got to change it because, you know, the weather's rotten or something, I think you still have to pay another $6.50 reservation. If you're caught picking your nose, I'm sure they're going to charge you another $6.50 just for being a disgusting pig. Anyway, you can't get out of that $6.50. I even tried talking to the forestry service, and if you go in person, they're still going to charge you that $6.50 transaction fee. It's the price of camping these days. Nothing I can do about it.
But that's enough whining. Time to end it on a positive note.
Ah, this is so nice. Sun's just going down. Quiet, peaceful, fresh air. This is what out in the forest is meant to be. And I guess this is a good time to end this video. You know, it was really just an introduction to say, yes, I am traveling again. And sorry about that 2-week gap, but now you know it was because I was working on the trailer and a little bit of driving. Now I'm down here. Who knows what I'm going to find. I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out my others as well. I'm just going to chill. Beautiful spot.